All right. Hello, family. Thank you for joining me here on this energy update as we are getting ready to speak on the approaching equinox energy for March. And let me just go ahead and share this now. Um, Creating a destination. I'm sorry, I'm learning to be efficient with my time and my energy. Just trying something new, trying to do things different. So here we are. Let's see. Meeting is being all right. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I just shared this to Facebook page as well as being live on YouTube. So I just wanted to thank everybody for who's here with me joining live in this now time moment. And the energy that wanted to be shared today, especially as we are approaching the spring equinox and what that means. And I can go into the science behind it. I won't because it's too complex for me to speak on right now because my mind is running really fast. And it's everything for me right now to slow down, to do things purposely slower because I can feel within me as the sun is emerging, it's approaching. Anytime that we get more heated up, things start moving quicker. So the basic science and the physics of it as we begin to speed up, the illusion of time and things moving quickly is speeding up. So to counterbalance that, everything's about the balance in this realm is to purposely slow down. So purposely working with your breath, purposely grounding. Again, these are the tools that I work with all the time. So I'm always going to be talking about them because they work. I call it the Occam's razor of spirituality. Occam's razor is a physics term that usually means that the simplest explanation is the most correct. And in this time of, as we're leaving Pisces, the age of deception, what is real, what is true? Well, that's for you to decide. That is for your discernment to be activated, to come online. And so I can only speak on what's true for me, which is the tools of nature, the earth, grounding, breath, meditation, intentionality, joy, practicing these things, imbibing with these energies is what's helping me navigate these very uncertain, unusual, unknown realms and helping me stay in a space of curiosity rather than fear. Because as we're all here to learn Chiron and Aries or the North Node in Aries, right next to Chiron and Aries. And I've spoken about this for a while if you guys have been watching my channel. So Chiron is our wounds, but it's also where our medicine is found. And the North Node is what we've come to learn. So with the North Node conjunct or right next to Chiron, it means that we've come to learn to be in the heart of a child in a different way, to truly be children. For those of us that maybe never got to experience being a child because we had to grow up so fast, this is the opportunity to imbibe with that childlike wonder, that childlike sensibility. And especially with the spring equinox, I see the root etymology as equal or balanced. So this is a balancing act between moving faster and slowing down simultaneously. And another thing that I was shown to work with today, because I was very much into the dream state last night, very much working out things from the unconscious, from the subconscious. I was very tired. There was a lot that I was processing that I woke up and I felt a little disincarnated from my body because it's really been the practice for me to really be anchored in and to be embodied, meaning to be in my body more and more. And so when upon the grand rising today, I was more disembodied than I had been, which that's why a lot of us in the AM rising, we like to drink coffee grounds because grounds us back in. And I was actually going to fast today, but I just, because of the energy moving and the way things were and the way I felt in my body, I tuned into my body and I asked her, I said, can we fast today? She's like, no, actually, you need to ground. You need the coffee grounds. Cause I do talk to my body like my best friend and kind of like a child because she's young and she's learning. She's an aspect of self that I kind of am learning to be in a whole new way, right? A whole new level of respect, having anchored in the awareness that the earth that my body is the earth, and she is a part of me and I am a part of her. So just cultivating a new relationship with self, which is also very North Node in Aries, because Aries rules the first house in the zodiacal wheel, especially in the Western hemisphere, the Western astrology, if you follow that. So it's the I am presence, right? So anytime that you're saying, I am hungry, I am thirsty, I am angry, I'm tired, the I am is your Aries speaking. So I give each aspect of myself a voice using that verbiage, verberation, because the verb is to act. And so each house has an action point. So the first house is I am. The second house, which is ruled by Taurus, is I have. The third house, Gemini, which is I think. Fourth house, Cancer, is I feel. Fifth house is Leo, which is I create, which I'm going to stop and pause there because we're getting ready. The solstice energies, or not solstice, the equinox energy is going to be in when the moon is in Leo, which I think is very significant because that's also a sun aspect, because Leo is ruled by the sun. But let me just complete this wheel for anybody that's wanting to know the verbiage or the reverberations of each house and the sign it represents. So leaving off with Leo, which is I create. Sixth house is Virgo, I analyze. Seventh house is Libra, I relate. Eighth house is Scorpio, which is I desire. Ninth house is Sagittarius, which is I believe. 10th house is Capricorn, which is I use. 11th house is Aquarius, which is I know. And 12th house is Pisces, which is to me, there's a lot of different verbiages in that one, but it's more of I feel, which is also Cancer, and I connect. It kind of crosses into the I am, I believe, I know, I imbibe with. So with Pisces, there's actually a lot of different energies. I think it's a culmination of, I feel, and I think that it's a culmination of all the 12 signs or the 11 signs before it. So Pisces is a very ethereal house, and it embodies all of the energies. So right now, while the sun is still in Pisces, and we're leaving that 12th house axis point, coming into the Aries, the Ram, right, ascension meridian, which that has to do with where the ecliptic is in the sun in relation to the earth. So it's when you go and just look at some astronomy and see where the placement of the earth is in relation to the sun, and you're going to see that it's to the right, which is, I think, another way for us to explain the right ascension meridian, or the Ram, which is the first sign. So this is just something, again, to contemplate and to do your own self-study and your own self-gnosis about what these energies mean. But we're coming into a newness. We're coming into a 0 point energy, a whole new frequency of the sun, the way it's merging with the earth, the way it's sending its solar rays. And this is why historically our ancestors have marked these potent times, the equinoxes, the solstices, to let us know, hey, the sun is getting ready to shine on the earth in a new way. And so you're going to be changing energetically. Your environment is going to be shifting. And so it's good for you to know these points, because this is when you want to plant your seeds. This is when you want to begin your harvest season. This is when you want to start using these solar rays in correspondence to the earth so that you can thrive. It's not just about surviving anymore. It's about thriving. And so instinctually, it's a really nice day here in Texas, where I'm staying in Seabrook, Texas. And it had been raining the last few days, very Piscean. And so the sun started to shine today, which was so grateful. The moon is still in Cancer. And again, through the solstice, or the equinox energy, I keep calling it solstice. Through the equinox energy, it's going to be transiting through Leo and then moving through Virgo. And then, of course, culminating on the 25th, which is going to be a full moon in Libra, which is also the beginning of this eclipse energy. So let me just get grounded because my mind is moving very fast and I want to translate this and I want to transmit this. But again, everything is speeding up. So just taking a breath to slow down because there's a lot shifting. And I don't know where you guys are at right now in your own geometry, in your own lives. Things might be shifting unexpectedly, quickly. So again, I can only reference to what I'm experiencing. I'm moving unexpectedly quickly to returning to a new area where I actually spent a lot of my time. So not really new, but it's a new cycle to Florida. So for those of my Florida peeps who live in the Palm Harbor, Tarpon Spring, Dunedin area, I'm really excited that I'm going to be returning to the space to come and curate and cultivate some retreat spaces and just start a new chapter with my community there because I've really been calling in community, especially now with these configurations with Pluto and Aquarius. It is all about community and living with others, being with others, connecting, creating with others. There's a new powerful play happening. There's a new governing bodies that are emerging on a grassroots levels. So the community is really where it's at right now. We are becoming the change. We are the change we've been waiting for. So for those of us who have are seeing the collapse of old world systems, we are also beginning again anew, not waiting on permission for anyone to do it because we realize that we are the ones that are going to do it. And so really aligning with communities who are doing it in a gentle way that again lives and comes from the premise that all is self. So a space, right? Because we have those similar value systems that we are all the one, that we take sovereignty codes, we take the responsibility, our ability to respond to our environment by doing what's the next best thing, what's the next thing is being asked from us, which is from Mama Earth, right? From Mama Gaia. She's asking us, hey, I want you to cultivate and work with me in a new way. And if we are her, right, that we're a part of this change as we are changing internally, as there's new DNA that's being activated within through these solar energies, these solar flares that are coming down to activate us. New thoughts are emerging, new ways of being on the planet is emerging. The old is dying off. It's dissolving right into the nether worlds of Pisces, going back into the ocean to be recurated, recultivated, and emerging through the ram, right? The fiery energy, which is spirit. So connecting with like-minded, like-hearted community members who share similar values, who know that we are the change I've been waiting for and who are taking action, because that's what Aries also represents is action. It's not about just being so much in the mind. And we've got some configurations this week that I was looking at, and there's so much happening. I mean, Mars is going to be changing signs. It's been in Aquarius, and now it's going to be going into Pisces. So our Mars action planet is going into a watery realm, and that'll be happening on the 23rd, right before we enter into this eclipse season with Libra, the moon in Libra, opposite the sun, which will be in Aries, because full moons is always the moon will be opposite the sun, and new moons is the sun and the moon will be together, right? And that new moon energy as part of this eclipse season is going to be happening on April 8th. So these are kind of important dates to sort of navigate through and be mindful of. We also have, let me look here, because we had a configuration that I was really excited about and I wanted to share. Okay, so today's the 18th, and I was looking ahead to show that, yes, Venus and Saturn will be conjunct together, meeting right next to each other on March 21st. So that's a 3-3 day. So Venus is our love and money planet, and Saturn, of course, is our structure, it's our boundaries. And within Pisces, it's about the dream. It's about our using our imagination to bring in the highest dream state for humanity, the oneness, right? It's spirituality, it's connectiveness. And so with those two planets, Venus, our love and money, what we're magnetizing, right next to Saturn, which is our structure, It's also boundaries, but it's also of the elder. And with the planet Venus, which is love, magnetism, drawing in permanency, structure, connection, um, foundation. What I'm seeing too, especially in relationships, and especially as we're entering into Mars season or Aries season, Aries is about sexuality and it wants to merge. It's partnership. So this could be the time right now where your life might be changing because of divine partnerships coming in, unexpected shifts in the heart that all of a sudden you're like, wow, I want to be with this person. I want to be in this relationship. I want to create new relationship codes because again, with this full moon eclipse in Libra, it's about ending old cycles and patterns within relationships. And because Venus is coming in right next to Saturn to structure new beginnings, new karmic relationships, old karmic patterns are ending while simultaneously bringing in new karmic partnerships for the divine essence, for it, with the basis being spirituality because it's in Pisces. So right now, if you are finding that you are connecting with a partner spiritually, and for the longevity, really looking to build for the future because Saturn really looks for long term. These are the times right now that if you've met that special person or you're calling in special partnership, that you know you really want to build a life with the other in a new relationship dynamic. This is the opportunity right now while these old patterns, these old karmic cycles on relationship, how to relate, especially within romantic partnerships because Venus is involved. This is the time to really start. It's okay to want partnership. It's okay to want to be truly loved. And if the foundation is laid or the dynamic of the foundation is based on your spiritual connection, your spirituality, your connection to the divine as well as the other, because all is self, then this is a new emergence that can be manifesting, especially with Aries, because Aries is sexual raw power. It's movement for movement's sake. It's the protector energy. It's vitality. It's life force energy. So if you have not been in a relationship for a while, or you think that there's been nobody out there for you because you've just seen, again, coming from the old relationship patterns of Libra, you're realizing I would rather be single than be with somebody for the wrong reasons, right? Well, but if your reasoning is based on your spiritual practices, your spiritual nature, connection to the divine, then those are the relationships that are emerging for the long haul, right? For the future, for longevity codes. So it's okay to be scared if you might be attracting in a new energy or a new energy dynamic or a new partnership, or maybe somebody that you're attracted to, you're like, that's not normally my type. That's okay. That's actually what's being required of us right now is the new is coming in. And really, it's a new formation, it's a new geometry, it's a new encoding system, and it's a new magnetizing point. So just go with it, trust, be an allowance, stay in that heart of the child, which is curiosity, right? It's like, well, that's normally not my type, but I'll be curious to see what that's about. What can I bring to the relationship? What can I glean from the relationship? How can I relate to the other in a new way, which is still you? And in more joy, more fun. Guys, it's been so heavy. This reality timeline with everything going on, it's been a heavy, heavy, dense energy, very Saturn, that was especially when Pluto was transiting into Capricorn, rather. So, and it's going to go back, it's going to touch back into September for a little bit, and then it's going to fully go back into Aquarius. But Aquarius is about, unexpected, electrical, dynamic group opportunities. And so while it's been dense and while we have all been feeling the density of our reality, through the opportunity of joy, through of of allowing the inner child to play, even when things are heavy. So what I mean by that is like right now, I know that we have to get ready to get out of the house. We got 2 weeks basically to pack up a 1,700 square foot house and move things, right? And I can feel the energy around me. It's very chaotic, sort of stress, because there's change. Change needs to happen, now, and there's different dynamics happening. And my inner child just wants to play through it. Yeah, there needs to get work done. Yeah, things are shifting pretty quickly. But if I'm an eternal being, and in my gnosis belief system that it's not about the destination, but it's about the journey. So it's a choice point. I'm choosing to have fun, even though there's stress, even though I know there's dynamics that are out of my control, that are changing so quickly and rapidly, and I have no idea what's on the other side of this thing. I might as well enjoy the ride. And this is an opportunity right now as we're leaping in, springing forward, right? Even the time change is denoting it's time to change. There's so many people that get frustrated with the time change, but all it is us telling ourselves it's time to change. Change is here. Don't forget, time change. So it's all how you choose to look at it. And in this now moment, I've got this configuration happening in the access point. Aries is in my 5th house, which is fun, which is the Leo house, which I'm so excited that this equinox is happening while the moon is going to be in Leo, because it's really giving me the emotional need to have more fun, even amongst the stress, even amongst the change, the unknown destination. I mean, I know I'm going to Florida, but who knows what's going to happen then? Who knows who I'm going to exactly be staying with, and what relationships I'm magnetizing in, or what these retreat spaces are going to be bringing. I have no idea. But I choose right now in this now moment to have fun. I choose to relate to this situation, to myself, to the other in a whole new way. And so this is what wants to be shared. And if anybody can relate to these transformations, to what you may be feeling, please put in the comments what it is you guys are experiencing. Because, we're not meant to do this life alone. And it's good for us to put ourselves out here and to be transparent about what we may be feeling, because again, it's about relating to the other. Can you relate? Can you identify that, hey, I may be going through these shifts as well, and now I don't feel so alone. I know that others are going through it, because we're all the one, right? This is all about the connectivity through Aquarius. And I wanted to see what else wanted to come through as part of these configurations. Let me see here. So today's March 18th. Yeah, the moon is still in Cancer, which when the moon's in Cancer, guys, we can be feeling more sensitive, especially when the moon transits through a watery sign. So Cancer is very much about the home. It's about our root system. It's about security. So again, give yourself some nurturance, some love, as we all are navigating these uncharted waters and uncharted realms, because we know change is coming, right? The time change, it's here, but we're uncertain about what it's changing into. But I'm here to share with you that what it's changing into is going to be directly proportional to how your vibration is and how your frequency is managed. So as much as you can, and again, I've given some of the tools on how to navigate and ground and to stabilize. That's the word that keeps coming in, is stabilize your emotions. Feel what you're going to feel. You can't necessarily control it, but you can manage it. I think of it like a container. Like you want to take a bath, right? You want to go in, which I highly recommend baths, Epsom salt baths if you can, nice clean water. Bring some solfeggio frequencies in to vibrate, to cymatic the water in a certain way. I even use tuning forks in my water. I'll bring it in and I'll vibrate my water. I drop some essential oils, because these all have cymatical vibrational energies that, again, stabilize my blood cells, stabilize the fluids that are around me, harmonize it as much as I can, set the intention. I even tone, right? Using the ohms or just singing in my light language. But those of you that are playing with light language, you can sing with your light language, which is your own sacred language, connected to the divine. So these are just some of the ways that tools you can be using. And especially when the moon's in Cancer, because Cancer is very sensitive, it's very emotional, and it wants security. So don't look to the outside world right now for that security. It's a deeply inward journey about, can you be secure even when you're in the chaos? Can you feel that security that Father Sky, Mother Earth has you, that they are the parental figures that got you, and that this life is happening for you? Again, we've still got that Chiron, that wound of the child just may have never felt secure, even in the womb. You know, right? Its mother was stressed, and that's the codex or the cymatics that were integrating the cells while the cells were forming. So you might be carrying stuff over again. Cancer also rules our ancestors. It rules the mother. So I'm even seeing, I've done this work before too, where I've actually envisioned myself going into the womb of my mother and feeling her energy. You know, I hear the stories about what she went through when she was pregnant with me. And so even rewriting those stories in the womb, imagining her feeling safe and secure and loved. And rather than the stories that were told about the experience when she was pregnant of me, I rewrote those stories in my mind's eye and felt that new story within me of my mother felt secure. She was loved. She was excited about giving birth to me. There was no anxiousness. There was no stress. So there's ways to rewrite the story. Even if you just do it in the imagination station, again, this is Pisces, reimagining even your own birth cycle, re-giving birth to yourself in a whole new way. This is just a creative and interesting way that I've been, these are the tools I've been using to help heal the childhood wounds that I experienced, right? And even through the story of my mom and all the stress, I'm just rewriting all of it. Because why not? Because it feels good. It feels empowered to do these things. And I feel the difference when I do these things. So these are just ways and tools to work with. They're deep. It's rewriting the psychology. It's rewriting the deep thought form wave patterns. It's reconjugating it. If you're ever studying Dan Winter stuff, it's just creating more of a bliss state with the memory, with the mind, right? So this is just another aspect that wanted to come in to be shared today, guys. What else wants to be shared? Yeah, Chiron right now, we've also got Mercury. Oh, well, no wonder, because we've got Mercury right next to Chiron. So Mercury is our thought forms and Chiron is in Aries. So even without looking at the astrology, I'm just sort of naturally doing these things. So using the mind to bring healing to the past, which the past now can be influencing our present, which will influence our future, again, because we're in a time change. So through the Mayan calendar system, this is something else you could be contemplating, is right now the Mayans are saying that we're in this, what's called a 10-day gap day sequence, meaning gaps or galactic activation portal days. And per the Mayan Tolkien calendar system, they said that there's 52 of them in a year. But right now we're on a 10-day run with this portal energy. So it's no accident that this portal is emerging during this equinox, which is balancing the energy, balancing the hemispheres of our mind, right? Becoming more in that center point. That there's new, and portals are basically energy vortexes that are opening up. They're like openings. I'm thinking too, like when you're born and our, children have this opening. It's like this soft spot in their crown that still allows the energy in. It doesn't solidify until I believe kids are anywhere between, I believe it's either 7 or 13. It's one of those where it finally closes up, right? So if you imagine right now, especially with Mercury next to Chiron in Aries, which is about the head, it rules the cranium, there might be that soft opening. This is just coming in right now, this soft portal opening right now where it's very porous because of what it's doing. And this is where all our pineal gland is as well. The pineal, shaped like a pine cone, for those that have studied Buddhism and the shape of the symbol of the pine cone. That's where that activation point is happening. That's our connection to the divine. That's our connection to the other realms or other planes of existence. So this might be coming in too, to be opened up like a soft shell, softening, so that it allows this new solar energy to come in and regrid or recalibrate or bring in a new geometry, a new memory pattern, and helping to heal the wounds of the child, because where we are wounded is also where our medicine is, right? So I think of homeopathy, and even in homeopathic medicine, right, that we're dosed with a little bit of the same poison that will actually inoculate our body and help us build up immunity. And even in the way, right? So bringing in more of that unity consciousness through the medicine that's found in our wounds. And right now, collectively, that's found in Aries, which is in the head. So this is what's just coming in right now. So these are just some of the points of interest that wanted to be channeled today, that wanted to be transmitted through me. I'm just the vessel, I'm just the receiver, the radio station, staying in this space of allowance, staying in the space of humility as much as I can, because with Aries, Aries doesn't like to be that humble. It's just action, and it's the word ego, the id, the ID is formed. So, not taking all of that too seriously, just being gentle and playful with yourself as new identification forms are emerging. The new I am presence is coming online. And so what I am presence can you be working with, especially during this week, especially with this equinox energy? I am joyful, I am healthy, I am vibrant, I am youthful, I am full of vitality, I am trusting the process. I am, because eventually it becomes the we are, right? We are joyful, we are safe, we have each other's backs, we are community. We are the human species that is ready to thrive. We are done warring with ourselves and one another. We are ready for the new experience of humanity. We are ready to heal in ways that we never thought possible, that maybe we've never been taught, that we've never conceived or been able to even been given the geometry, the blueprint of that. Again, staying in that allowance. I allow, we allow, using your mantra in a different way, using your preparation, your voice box, using your intention, staying in the heart of the child, ground. These are just some of the tools. The Occam razor, it's just easy. The simplest tools are the most efficient. And I'm going to take a breath and see if there's anything else that wants to be shared today. No, I feel complete. I'm going to go play. The sun's kind of coming in and out, and it's just really nice here. And I just want to be in nature. I know I've got work to do. I know I've got things I've got to get done, and that's okay. That's part of the journey as well. But I choose to have fun with the process. I choose, it's a choice point. That's another I am presence, right? I am choosing to see the good in this whole transformation. I am choosing to be in joy, even if there's hard work ahead of me. It doesn't have to be so hard. It can be joyful. It can be playful, like the heart of the child. So this is just a transmission that wanted to come through. Please go enjoy this energy. And I'll be talking more throughout the week as we're approaching this eclipse energy, especially in Libra. Be gentle with your relationships, because they're changing. The dynamics, the karma, there's karmic cycles that are ending, and there's new karmic cycles beginning, especially in partnerships, all kinds of partnerships, but especially in romantic partnerships, because Venus is involved. Long-term commitments, really based on connection to the divine, to your spirituality, to your practice. Remember, you might be ordained the spiritual connection. Your ancestors are bringing it in because a new realm is emerging. So there might be, your ancestors are bringing this divine partnership to you. Can you accept it? Can you receive it? Can you allow new ways to relate to the other to emerge in a heart-centered way, knowing that we are the one? All right, guys, I love you so much, and be gentle with yourselves during this process, okay? So much love to you. Enjoy this journey.